So as I mentioned in my news video on this watch, I purchased one. This is the Timex HODINKEE collaboration that just recently came out. It is a limited edition. Now I sort of use a little inflection there. They call this a limited edition, but I believe it is limited to 10,000 watches. It actually could be more than that. I've only heard 10,000 watches, but it is still available on the HODINKEE Timex website. So that tells you something. Usually they sell out in hours, maybe a day, depending on the price. This was $279 and it still has not sold out. So that means there are plenty of them available, which is a good thing because if you like it, then you can get one. I got one pretty quickly. It's just been a few days since I've ordered it. It comes in an outer box, an outer sleeve, an outer cardboard box, and then the inner box is Timex. On the inside, it is signed Timex HODINKEE. Of course, you get a watch, and of course, you get inside here just a little booklet on the watch, and that is it. So, you know, the normal Timex packaging. However, here is the watch. So far, when I've purchased Timex in the past, there have been a few Timex that I've owned over my days, and I still own a few in my collection. However, there's always been something that's been very disappointing about each one. Recently, I did a review of the James brand collaboration that they did, and there was a few things that I thought were very lacking on that watch. And it was also pretty expensive for what you were getting. They did put sapphire. Now this does not get sapphire. This does not get a screwed-in crown. I believe it gets 100 meters of water resistance. They call it a dive style, so I'm okay with that. I think that's okay. It's not something that I absolutely need, but I do like to get a sapphire crystal for $279. I think, again, they should have put a sapphire crystal on this watch. It gets an 8 series Miyota movement. I believe this one is the 8215. It does not hack, as you can see. So I've just pulled the crown all the way out. It does not hack. That's another sort of little mistake I think that they made on this watch. They should have used a hacking movement. We go back and forth on this all the time with Timex. I talk about it on my channel very, very often. However, these are two mistakes that Timex and HODINKEE have made on this watch. They can't get a watch perfect for whatever reason. Now, I do have to say, if they change 3 things on this watch, it would be an incredible, incredible watch. If they put a sapphire crystal on here, if they put the 8 series, they don't even need to upgrade the movement to a 9 series or anything like that. Just put an 8 series that hacks and then put a slightly better buckle on this watch, and it would be a phenomenal, phenomenal deal. Charge $10, $15, $20 extra, and then we have a winner on our hands. With all that being said, this is a very cool watch. The strap actually exceeded my expectations, and I'm going to go through the size of the watch really quickly. And then I'll throw it on my wrist, and then we'll do a loom shot because they have loomed the watch. They didn't specifically say where the loom is, but we're going to check that out. Very quickly, let's do the size. They said this was a 40 millimeter watch, and I'm basically getting 39 millimeters is what I've measured a few times. So it is around a 39 millimeter watch, not a 40 millimeter watch. I think maybe it is 39 millimeters at the bezel itself, and at the case it's 39 millimeters, but I keep on catching it. The way that I'm measuring it, I'm catching it. Oh, there you go. So 40 millimeters, and then at the case, I think it's around 39 millimeters. Thickness on here, and I have the sticker here, so I'll just remove this sticker very quickly because that will add a little bit of girth. 12.9 millimeters thick, not bad for 12.8 for an automatic watch, not terrible. 6.3 millimeter crown, 40 millimeter watch, not terrible either. And then you can see that Waterbury logo there on the crown. It's signed. The finishing on here isn't bad. This is actually one of the better finished Timex that I've had on the channel. 47.5 millimeters lug to lug. You have sort of cut off lugs here. They're a little bit angular. You do get a chamfered edge along the actual case line, which is really nice. It looks and feels very, very nice. Much better than I expected, I have to say. Brushing is actually very nice. And then the case back, you have circular brushing, bead blasting, and it is a screwed-in case back. I like what they've done with this. It is very, very simple, but it's very well executed. So I do like this a lot. You get a quick release on the strap. Now the strap, I really do like. What they have done here is just a plain sort of calf leather strap with two lines that go down the sides of the strap where you would have stitching, but they did lines instead. It is sort of a molded leather strap, I would call it, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. But then it is also signed. And I'll do a close-up of what it is actually signed. It says here, Foot Tanning. So it's SH Foot Tanning Co. I think that's what it says. It's kind of hard to read, but I'll do close-ups of it. And then it says something about Red Wing, I think Minnesota, USA. And it's sort of trying to lead you to believe that this is a strap that's made in the United States. However, on the tag right here, it says Movement Japan, Strap China. Now, either way, if the strap is actually made in China, it is a very high quality strap. I'm not sure if they're trying to mislead us with this information on here. It would actually seem that way. Honestly, when I read this, I assumed that this strap was made in the United States. And then, obviously, I read the, the little hang tag where it says Japan Movement and China Strap. So that's kind of confusing. But either way, the strap is very high quality. It feels really nice. I have to say it's the nicest strap that I've ever gotten on a Timex. And I've owned many Timex in my day. And this is probably the nicest. And then, of course, you have a buckle. The buckle is just a press buckle, says Timex on it. Nothing spectacular whatsoever. One of the nicest things on here is the dial and the bezel, the combination of the two. The bezel is phenomenal. It actually has really good action. Let's listen to it. That is at the level and quality of a micro brand. And I'm not making that up. I'm not, just saying that for the effect. That is excellent. The bezel action, again, the best bezel action I've ever experienced on a Timex, hands down. The handset, excellent. It is a silver handset. They're just stick hands. You have Loom. You have a red second hand. They did a very good job on the execution of the dial. The dial is a sand texture. You do have Hodinkee above where it says Waterbury. However, it's almost impossible to see. And actually, I really haven't even noticed it yet. I just know it's there. And then it just says Timex up above at the 12 o'clock. You do have what looks like applied indices. However, I believe they are raised indices. They are printed. And you do get Loom on them. So I believe that 9, 3, and 6 are Loom. That triangle is loomed. However, there are also little dots that go all the way around the dial as well. I hope that's not what they've loomed. I hope they've actually loomed the entire indices and the hands, because that would be a really good move, because this would give a good surface area, because those are large indices for Loom, and you might actually get good Loom from a Timex. That would be the first time as well. Really nice execution, very simple execution of the dial. Of course, you do not have a date, and I believe you do not get a ghost date position. Wait a second. There's a ghost date position. I take that back. So I said there was 3 things wrong with this watch. There are 4. Ghost date position, the movement should be hacking, should not have a ghost date position, should have a sapphire crystal, and they should upgrade that buckle. I don't mind that this is made in China, because I think it's a really good quality. I just wish they didn't put USA and Minnesota on it if it is actually made in China. If it's not, I'll find that out and I'll put that in the description below. Anyway, so it does have a ghost date position. But all in all, dial execution is excellent. Bezel is excellent. This is an aluminum insert. It's sort of stepped. It's printed in silver. Very, very legible watch. And I think a very good looking watch, very nicely proportioned. Let me throw it on my wrist really quickly. And then we will do a quick Loom Shot. Today I have on my Reuter. This is the Reuter DR-02, I believe it is. I always forget the name of this watch or the number of this watch. This is cool. It's just on a green strap. One of the coolest chronographs of the year on my channel, I think. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chronograph. And this is all hand finished. One of the nicest, one of the most beautiful Valjoux 7750s you'll ever see in your life. Anyway, throwing the Timex on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is a 40 millimeter watch. It's 40 millimeters at the bezel. The strap is really nice. Honestly, I have to say, even if it's made in China, this is a high quality strap. Feels very nice on my wrist. The watch itself is just nice. There are some small problems. The small problems that I could live with is the fact that it doesn't hack and that you have a ghost tape position. I could also live with the fact that it has a mineral crystal. I just hate the buckle. That's me though. It doesn't match the watch. It doesn't feel as nicely made as the watch itself, and the strap. It sort of lets down the whole entire package. I don't know why they would do that. I could live with the mineral crystal because I don't wear this watch. I won't wear this watch on a daily basis. And I don't wear my watches that often. So I think a lot of people who will be wearing this daily will have a problem with that mineral crystal because it will scratch. Then again, it's not terrible. I mean, you could definitely replace these pretty easily. You could upgrade it to a sapphire, but who wants to do all that? You do get an aluminum bezel insert, so that will age and patina as well. Everything to keep in mind. But very quickly, let's do a loom shot and then wrap up the video. I'm impressed. This is the first time I think I've ever been impressed with loom from a Timex product. This is good. This is really not bad. And it's actually liberally applied to all the indices, and they're large, so you're getting pretty decent loom. I'm not sure it's going to hang on very, very long, but it's there, and it's and there's, like I said, there's big surface area. I'm glad that they went with all of the indice, all the actual parts of each indice being loomed. So not just the dots on the perimeter. They've actually loomed the 9, 3, and 6 and all of the sticks and that triangle at the 12 o'clock. Very, very good. And then they loomed the pip. That bezel action. It's just great. So this reminds me of the I believe they were in the 1960s, 1970s, skin divers that Timex made. So Timex made a bunch of skin divers that were sort of, I think they were actually 200 meters of water resistance, I want to say. They might have been 100. They were really inexpensive. They had mechanical movements. They did have plexiglass and or mineral crystals, I don't remember, but I think it was plexiglass. And they weren't like the most high quality watches that you've ever put on your wrist, but they were good looking. They were straightforward. They were legible, and they had a rotating bezel, and you could use them in the water. This is something in that vein, I think. I think it's, only 100 meters of water resistance. I wish they screwed down the crown for that. But either way, I think this is a really good looking watch, and it sort of recalls those watches for me. I think it's good looking. I think it's well made, actually. I just wish there were a couple of things that were changed about it, and this would be an incredible watch. They could charge a lot more money for it, but $279, not that bad, and they're still available. It's a limited edition. It's got HODINKEE on the dial. If you care about that, you could barely see it. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I think I'm going to probably go live on my live stream channel to talk about this as well, maybe later on today, just to do some maybe close-ups of it, just to talk a little bit about it. If anybody wants to jump on, definitely add a comment down below. We can do that really quickly. I do like it. Like I said, I have a 7.5 inch wrist, 40 millimeter watch, really is in my wheelhouse. I think Timex have done a really good job. It's the nicest Waterbury, definitely one of the nicest diver style watches that they've come out with so far. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please also follow my Instagram. It's Watch Chris Blog. Also follow my live stream channel here on YouTube, and that is Watch Chris Space Live. So all you need to do is search for that, and you'll find my new channel. Please also don't forget to check out the links in the description below. Those links are to my Amazon affiliate. If you click on those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, with Christmas coming up, as you buy things, if you use one of my links, it definitely helps support the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.